Hi, I'm Laura Mize, Pediatric Speech-Language Pathologist, and welcome to this week's Therapy Tip of the Week from TeachMeToTalk.com. Today we're going to be talking about cause and effect toys and how important learning cause and effect is for a child who is developmentally delayed. Many times in our programs, our training programs for speech-language pathologists or developmental interventionists or special instructors or even OTs and PTs, we do not emphasize the importance of cognition and how that drives every other later developing skill like language. Children absolutely positively have to understand cause and effect before they're developmentally ready to talk. So if you're seeing a child on your caseload who is not playing with toys, this is where you need to start. This is the kind of toy that you need to use first. Today we'll be talking about all my favorite toys to use with those kinds of kids. And truth be told, I introduced this kind of toy with even older children, 2.5 to 3 years, that I'm not quite sure where they're functioning cognitively so that I can get a good idea. Always assume, too, that if a child is not really exhibiting age-appropriate play skills, that you need to back all the way up to the very beginnings of cognitive development and move him forward so that you can be sure that you're establishing a good enough foundation for language. The first toy that I love is this toy from, I think it's Fisher-Price. Yes, Fisher-Price, and it's just the swirly racetrack. Now, there are so many different versions of this toy. This is the most current toy. I think it's from Toy Story 3. And again, really simple motor skill required to operate this toy. It's pushing the lever and then watching the cars go down. Okay. Sometimes I love the sound effects on the toys. Sometimes I hate them. With this kind of toy, you can work on, again, the cause and effect component. You can work on a child imitating even those little vocalizations like those kinds of pre-words. You can do tons of stuff with this, but let me caution, if you have a child that fixates on pushing the lever and does not seem to notice that the toys are going down, he has not mastered cause and effect. And so again, you're really going to want to be thinking about where that child is cognitively. There is no way he is ready to talk yet. There's no way. You've got to get him ready by moving him through these developmental steps. So super toy, I love this toy. I actually love this version better, and guess why? Because the batteries finally wore down and I don't have to hear the little sound effect thing again. You might be able to still pick up this version at a garage sale or Goodwill or something like that. And so again, sometimes I think the older versions of toys are better. Either they make them a little more simplistically the first time, or they finally wear out the batteries so that you don't have to deal with all that annoying sound stuff that sometimes accompanies those toys. Another really early toy that I use that's another Fisher-Price toy is this cute little, it's called Counting Fun Piggy. And now again, I don't give a rip if a kid can count when he's not even talking yet. So we're targeting the cognitive process of cause and effect and those early language things that come before you would do colors like on the coins or counting. So be sure that you're teaching words receptively like in and like push. You can also target some little early expressive language skills with some imitations with vocalizations. Did you hear the pig sneeze? Achoo! And again, that's from my new book, Building Verbal Imitation, Level 4, those vocalizations, so you can work that theory into this kind of play as well. So super toy. And again, if you have a child that cannot sit through this activity for a couple of rounds, or a child who really struggles to get the coins in the top, don't move on with your play activities. He needs this. He needs for you to be focused on this kind of really simple play routine. All right. The next toy that I'm going to show you is also another really simple toy. Remember, we're talking about cause and effect here. Most babies in typical development achieve understanding cause and effect by 9 to 12 months. So many times on our caseloads in early intervention, we have 2-year-olds who still haven't mastered this concept, so you absolutely must work on this. This toy is from Discovery Toys, I believe. It's just a caterpillar that you push and then you watch roll across the room. This is also a super toy for early walkers or early crawlers. So if you have some children who are just learning those gross motor skills, this will be a super one. You can also push this toy and have it maybe hide behind a couch or a chair, and then talk about, where'd it go? Where's the toy? By doing that, you're also targeting object permanence and simple problem solving. Again, those three skills, cause and effect, simple problem solving, and object permanence are critical. Children have to master those before they're ready to talk. All right, let's move on to toys that are a little bit more complicated and a little bit more fun. These are shape sorters that are really cool because they make a really weird noise when a child drops the shape in. This is the older version. It's from the Parents line of toys at Target, but listen to this. How cool was that? That's really an attention-grabbing sound for many children who may not sit through a standard shape sorter toy. And again, shape sorting is simple problem solving, figuring out which shape and which hole the shape goes in. So you can do lots of language stuff with this too. You can have a child kind of imitate the ooh, or perhaps even the animal sound that would go with this. If you can't find this toy anymore, I've found this one recently. It's by Battat, B-A-T-T-A-T. I believe I got it on Amazon. Not nearly as cute as the Parents one, but same kind of concept. This one might be easier for your children who are struggling to match the shapes. But again, it's got that little auditory component, so your children who need that extra punch to be able to pay attention while you're working on cause and effect and those early cognitive skills, this would be a super toy to use. This is one of my favorite new toys, and I found it on a blog by a speech pathologist from the Bahamas. I think that her name is, I'm not even going to say her name because I don't remember exactly what it is, and I'm afraid I might mispronounce it. But I want to give her due credit. She was talking about my therapy manual and talking about this kind of focus with children, but she had this toy as one of her favorite toys, and then I got it too. This is called appropriately Frog in a Box, and look how cool this is. Did you see it? The frog pops up when the child opens the top. I love it because it's just difficult enough to keep a child with you, and that guaranteed surprise of the frog popping up, ooh, is again really enticing to toddlers and a super cause and effect toy, maybe for children who might be a little bit older but who still need that practice. I've also had lots of older brothers and sisters really want to play with this toy, even 4, 5, and 6-year-olds, so it's a winner, and it's certainly worth your $30 for that. The last toy that I want to show you is again a version of a cause and effect toy that I almost used a couple of weeks ago when I was filming that segment on balls, but it had not come in yet. I ordered these from Amazon, but I think you can get them from Cracker Barrel as well. But this is a cute little ball toy. You stick the ball in the hole and then watch, pop, comes right out. Older kids like this one too because the balls go really, really far, but you're teaching cause and effect, and it wouldn't be the first kind of cause and effect toy that you introduce to a child because it is a little more difficult to get the ball in the hole and to know that you've got to push the animal's tummy to make the ball pop out, but it's a great one for sequencing and for getting a child, again, to that next level with simple problem solving. I hope that makes sense to you and that you understand the rationale between working on cognition so that you get a child developmentally ready to learn to understand words and to use words. If you need some additional help with that, there's a whole chapter about that in my therapy manual, Teach Me to Talk. And you can find information about that on my website at teachmetotalk.com. Thanks so much for joining me. This was TeachMeToTalk.com's Therapy Tip of the Week.